The story opens at Ramona's farmhouse, where she lives with her daughter and son. Through a video she's watching, we learn that she and her husband had poured their hearts into building this farmhouse, crafting every detail themselves. The WAPB video evokes deep sorrow in Ramona because her husband recently died in a tragic accident. An accident that not only claimed his life, but also left Ramona paralyzed from the waist down. This devastating event shattered her physically and mentally, leaving her emotionally detached from her children and the home. Her incapacity left the house in disarray, forcing Taylor, their house help, to shoulder most responsibilities. Despite Taylor's efforts, Ramona remained cold and harsh toward him and everyone else. Each day began with Ramona uttering the same words, "Give me strength." One day, as she stepped out of her room, she noticed that though Taylor had completed most tasks, essential supplies were missing and the power had gone out. Amid this chaos, Ramona spotted a mysterious figure sitting silently in the yard, a woman entirely cloaked in black. Alarmed, she rushed to her children, told them to stay indoors, and approached the woman, warning her that her husband would be back soon. The woman replied chillingly, "Your husband is dead. He died in an accident. That same accident that took your legs." Ramona, frozen in fear, listened as the woman continued, "Today is the day you called me for. I have come." When Ramona couldn't understand her words, the woman revealed her blood-soaked hands, intensifying the terror. Ramona rushed to her car to try and charge her phone and call the police, but the vehicle wouldn't start. She returned inside, panicked and shaken, where her children demanded answers about the woman. Overwhelmed and frustrated, Ramona screamed at them to be quiet. When they continued to press her, her frustration exploded. She lashed out violently, breaking things and yelling before finally locking every window and door in a fit of rage. While sitting down, she felt a jolt of pain. One of her stitches had torn open. She peered outside and saw that the woman in black had moved even closer to the house. Concerned, Ramona decided to bring the family dog Charlie inside for safety, but the dog was missing. Though she didn't tell her kids, the anxiety only made her more irritable. She scolded Taylor and even slapped her daughter for writing the letter R backward. Immediately remorseful, she embraced her daughter tightly in regret. Soon after, a disturbing incident unfolded. While looking in a mirror, Ramona hallucinated stabbing a knife, but when she snapped back to reality, she realized she had stabbed a pillow instead. She was holding the knife with no memory of picking it up. Taylor, witnessing the incident from behind, began to grasp the severity of his mother's mental instability. Realizing things were spiraling out of control, he decided he needed to act. As Ramona took her daughter into another room, Taylor slipped out and went to a neighboring farmhouse in search of help. But even there, the car wouldn't start. Ramona tracked him down and dragged him back in fury. At this point, Taylor had had enough. Realizing Charlie was missing and his mother was hiding something, he confronted her. "You're not capable of handling this. I will take care of it," he declared, and stormed off into a room filled with his father's belongings, where he retrieved a gun. Ramona tried to stop him, but before their confrontation could escalate, the woman in black appeared even closer to the house. Fueled by anger and fear, Taylor ran outside, pointed the gun at the woman, and demanded she leave. Unfazed, the woman lifted her veil and delivered a devastating revelation. "Your mother has lied to you your entire life." She told him to confront Ramona about the truth. Stunned and furious, Taylor rushed back inside, demanding to know how his father had really died. Ramona, cornered and terrified, finally confessed. That night, she and David had dined at a fancy restaurant, but despite the outward glamour, Ramona had been miserable. Life on the farm, something she had once wanted, had become a prison of chores and loneliness. She told David she wanted to leave, but he refused, unwilling to uproot their lives again. Their argument escalated, and they left the restaurant upset. It turned out that Ramona, not David, had been driving that night. Distracted by the apparition of a black-dressed woman in the rearview mirror, she caused the accident. But afterward, she lied to the children, claiming David had been driving. The revelation devastated Taylor. The dark aura of the woman outside grew stronger, feeding on his emotional turmoil. Her shadow stretched wider, growing more menacing. Desperate to escape her influence, the family barricaded themselves in the attic. But even there, the black-cloaked figure's shadow slithered in and tried to drag Ramona's daughter away. In a desperate attempt, Taylor blocked the window the entity was using to reach them, and the girl was released. But the entity wasn't finished. She continued haunting them, knocking things over, flickering lights, and eventually possessing Ramona. A horrifying moment followed as Ramona and the entity appeared to merge. Now, using Ramona's body, the entity hugged her daughter, and both disappeared. Taylor watched helplessly as his mother and sister vanished. Moments later, Ramona reappeared, holding a lighter. Together, she and Taylor resumed the search for her daughter. Their search led them to a mysterious room representing Ramona's memories. There, she saw David, surrounded by her favorite flowers, smiling. As she moved toward him, his expression turned sinister, and he began strangling her. Abruptly, the vision changed. Ramona now saw herself dressed in black, sitting in the yard, just like the mysterious woman. She was now face to face with her own doppelganger. This was the moment. She had originally seen the woman in black. Her double lifted the veil and eerily whispered, "The day you were waiting for has arrived." Ramona suddenly found herself back in the attic with both children beside her. As they descended the stairs, the woman in black reappeared. Terrified, Ramona pointed the gun at her, but the woman calmly told her, "I didn't come here on my own. You called me." She explained that Ramona's daily prayer, "Give me strength," had been a subconscious plea for the strength to end her own life. That's what had summoned her. She gently placed the gun under Ramona's chin, encouraging her to follow through. In the next scene, Ramona emerges from the room alive. Her children ask where the woman went. Ramona replies, "She won't come here again. I've driven her away. And I've found enough strength inside me that if she ever returns, I'll fight her." As they return to the house, the lights flicker, back on, and Charlie, their missing dog, appears at the doorway. Inside the home, we see one of Ramona's paintings, one that eerily features the woman in black. Ultimately, the film reveals that the dark woman was never real. She was a physical manifestation of Ramona's suppressed grief, guilt, trauma, and suicidal thoughts. The figure in black embodied all the emotional weight Ramona had carried since the accident. Her plea for strength had brought forth not just a call for survival, but also the dangerous temptation of escape through death. Only by confronting her inner demons and telling the truth was Ramona finally able to defeat the darkness and reclaim her strength.